What we're trying to do is to improve the safety of how we load and unload kids on 93. We were concerned about when the buses pulled to the side of the road, it wasn't safe. So legally, we can stop traffic both ways, which several school districts on 93 do. And we felt that that would be a safer practice.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it looks like a no-win situation because by doing that, we've created additional problems, which we're trying to work through.
What additional problems are those, Randy?
Cars not paying attention, drivers not paying attention and seeing the red lights flashing, and either going around the bus or having to slam on the brakes at the last minute. So what we've decided to do is go back to our old practice of pulling to the side of the road, which we still don't feel is safe until we can get this resolved one way or the other, either by creating group stops or coming up with even a better solution than stopping in the highway. But we won't be stopping in the highway anymore.
Okay. And how long had that practice gone on before you decided to go back to the old way?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Since the beginning of school.
Sure. All right. So have you been hearing from parents or drivers or, who have you been hearing from?
Parents and drivers.
Okay. Now, have you had a chance to visit with the folks at the Highway Patrol or the Sheriff's Office about that particular practice? Did they have a chance to give some input?
They did. We talked to both them and we talked to the Department of Transportation. Montana Department of Transportation. The practice of stopping the bus stopping on 93 is the completely legal way to do it. The pulling to the side of the road is questionable as to whether it's even legal for us to do that or not, which was the practice we used before, so that's why we decided we had to make the changes. And we also had lots of complaints when we pulled to the side of the road from the drivers of the buses and from drivers on the road. So,
well, it's such a busy highway. I could see either way.
It's a busy highway that people don't pay attention to the fact that buses are running there.
You bet.
And we've asked for additional signage from the Department of Transportation that there's bus stops. But like I said, it's a no-win situation. No matter what we do, we can't seem to come up with a solution that's acceptable to everybody. That's the safety concern we had, that we didn't feel that it was wide enough for us to successfully do that. And then, of course, the bus having to pull back into traffic.
Exactly. All right.
Which is as difficult as stopping traffic.
Because the buses take a while to get up to speed, obviously.
Correct.
Yeah.
And also, especially on coming down Evero Hill, which is one of our routes, and going up Evero Hill, there are blind curves on that road.
Gotcha. And has that been the major source of consternation, is Evero Hill, or is it just on both sides of Highway 93?
Oh, it's all of 93.
Okay.
And like I said, there are other school districts. We did our research, and a lot of school districts do stop traffic on 93. Some don't. Some have group stops. We're, like I said, it's not a situation that we can please everybody, because if we go to group stops, then we're going to have to eliminate routes, which is going to be inconvenient for some people.
Gotcha.
That's kind of the direction we're going now, is we're going to have to eliminate stops and go to group stops.
That means the kids will have to be transported to a group stop and to wait for the bus, right?
That is correct.
Wow. And then, of course,
a lot of parents already drive their kids down to their individual stops because they don't want them standing on 93 by themselves till the bus gets there.
Of course. So, boy, it's like you can't win for losing, right?
No, like I said, it's a no-win situation.
Yeah. Well, Randy, anything we can do to help, we'll be happy to help any way we can.
I think probably the thing that we can all do is pay attention when we're driving on 93 or any other road that's not an interstate, because there are going to be buses there that are going to stop. There's also other drivers, I think defensive driving and paying attention while you're driving is the most important thing for everybody.
Perfect.
The safety of students, whether they're loading or unloading on buses, pay attention to the stop arms. I mean, we have single roads where we've had people go around lines of traffic with buses fully stopped with their red lights on and pass. Just realize that when you see those red lights flashing, you have to stop. And we always give everybody plenty of warning. You know, the yellow lights are always flashing before the red lights go on. And the stop arms come out.
But people are just in such a doggone hurry, they just, either that or they're just not paying it, like you say, they're not paying attention.
Yeah. And like I said, I think probably one of the biggest concerns is that in that particular section of 93, there are a lot more semis than there are on other sections of 93, because it's a main corridor between Kalispell and Missoula and the interstate. Yeah, we do have group stops now, and they do work. It's just that it's going to be inconvenient for those people that have had stops right by in their driveways.
Gotcha. So how far up Highway 93 North do you go for Frenchtown students?
Evero.
Just to Evero. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit past Evero. Our last stop is, you could probably look at it on Google, is a lane called Whispering Pines.
Mm-hmm. I know just where it is. All right. Well, Randy, I'm sure sorry. I can't imagine how frustrating it is trying to keep the kids safe and and please the parents, and you got everybody after you.
Yeah. Yeah. And whatever we do, it's going to be for the safety of the students. And if it's inconvenient for some people, that's just the way it is. We have to go with safety of the students first. It's always our first concern.